Well, good evening. It's Brother Chris here live on Debate Night. It's September 3rd, 2010. Welcome to this fine Friday evening. It is 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. For the next 90 minutes, we'll be presenting to you a live program as you're watching on the digital satellite network or also on the ABN, www.abnsat.com. Either way, we're glad to have you tonight in our program as I'm looking at both cameras here, getting situated, getting started. We're looking forward to a great program tonight. This debate night, the title of tonight's program it's going to be called God in Christianity and Islam. So God in Christianity and Islam, we have our Muslim debater and our Christian debater waiting to get started, and we're going to get right into the program. But first, I've got to mention that we will run through the program quickly. We'll give you, the viewing audience, and again, we thank you for tuning in tonight, give you an opportunity to hear what we're going to go through tonight. I will go into a quick bio of each of our Muslim debater and our Christian debater. Then we'll give each of the gentlemen that are speaking tonight an opening statement of 5 minutes. And then after that, we'll give each of them a rebuttal. And then we'll make a couple of quick announcements depending on time. We'll go into our first break, so that'll be roughly 8:30. We'll come back from break. We're going to go into a second portion of our program, which is a rapid-fire, crossfire portion of our program. Each of the gentlemen will have 2 minutes to speak, and then they will follow up. So it's 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and then each of them will have a 5-minute closing statement. At that point, we'll go right into our phone calls, so we'll be letting you know in advance when to start calling in, so you can indeed make a question toward our Christian or our Muslim debater. One question per person, and as many people as we can get in tonight, so we'll ask you to be time efficient with that. Eventually, we'll go into our second break. From that point, we have about a half hour left in our program, which will be devoted entirely to phone calls, allowing everyone that's watching and listening to call in and to get ready with your one question directed to either our Muslim or our Christian debater. So that's how it's going to work tonight, and we'll kind of keep you posted as the program develops. Again, we're thankful to be here, and we're excited to have you here tonight. And I will now, at this point, introduce our Muslim debater. His name is Manu. And Manu, can you hear me out there?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Great. You're welcome. I'm going to read a very brief bio on Manu. Manu is a Michigan resident, over 20 years studying the Quran, and in the process of translating the Quran from Arabic to English and Farsi for publication. So we will leave it at that. And Manu, we are excited to have you here. And as we spoke earlier, we're going to be very meticulous about our time, efficiency, and we want to give you and our Christian debater an opportunity as much as possible to stay with our program. We have 90 minutes to manage. We want to manage it well, including all of the people that will be calling in. On that note, I would like to introduce now our Christian debater. His name is Usama Dakdak. Usama, are you with us tonight?
Yes, I am here, brother.
Great. Well, I would like to welcome you as well, Usama, to our program, and we're excited to get started in just a minute or so. I will say that I'll read a brief bio on you. This is from Usama's website, which is www.thestraightway.org. Founded by Usama Dakdak in 2001, the Straight Way of Grace Ministry travels throughout the United States, equipping Christians to be effective witnesses of Jesus Christ to the Muslim neighbors, as well as ministering to Muslims directly. Usama was born in Egypt and raised in a Christian home as the son of a Baptist pastor. He became a Christian at the age of 11. Usama learned about Islam in school because it was, and still is, a mandatory subject. To further his knowledge of Islam, he studied Islamic law in college. Usama came to the United States in 1992 after his marriage to Vicky, an American whom he met in Germany, where they were both in full-time ministry. In 1997, they were blessed with a son, Caleb. Usama holds a bachelor's degree in theology and a master's degree in missiology from New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary. Again, his website, www.thestraightway.org. And again, welcome to the show, Usama.
Thank you so much. It's my joy to be with you, brother.
Well, great. Well, listen, we ran through the program. We told everybody the agenda here for tonight, and I'm going to start right now giving Brother Manu an opportunity. Manu, you have 5 minutes, And we'll start the clock right now, and you can go ahead and go with your opening statement right now.
Hello, everyone. I am a regular caller on ABN shows myself to provide opposing viewpoints so people can get a better, have a better opportunity to have a better understanding. In order to understand God in Islam, we have to really go to the Quran. That's the only sole authority for the Muslims. And we have to see what God commands in the Quran for us to, first of all, to know His commandments and to know what He really wants of us. The Quran itself hundreds of times declares that God is kind, He's forgiving, He's compassionate, He's tender-hearted, He hears prayers and is close to those who want to seek Him. He's a friend to those who believe. It reminds us on the macro level that God has created this life. He has intended bounty and blessing to the people. However, what God does not accept or like, or what God does not accept that it should be acceptable, is ungratefulness to Him. You cannot be ungrateful to Him and God and expect that God would still like you. If anybody rejects Him or His messengers and what He has explicitly and adamantly forbidden, He will not like you. He does not like those who don't hold any treaty or any covenant and they break Him, including marriage. If you have a marriage vow and you would break that, their punishment, if they do not repent, their punishment would be hell. He doesn't like those who cause decay on earth, as Arabic would be fasad, those who cause calamity until it breaks into hostility between groups of people, which is in Arabic, again, is called fitna among people. God does not like those who obstruct the reaching of His message that He has entrusted to His messengers. All the messengers before Prophet Muhammad, they were all His messengers, including Abraham, including Noah, including Jesus and Moses. God doesn't like those who do not do justice and are what the Quran would call zalimun in Arabic, which means they are oppressive in action and in their judgment that causes harm to themselves and to everybody else. God in the Quran also is full of second chances, even at the time of warfare. He reminds not to transgress out of bounds, not to let hostility of those that have become your enemy force you to transgress against justice. If the enemies get discouraged, if the enemies want to take distance of you, they want to get away from you. If your enemies seek peace with you, if the enemies want to cease causing fitna, which is, as I said again, is causing calamity until it breaks into hostility, then give them second chance. If they repent, give them a second chance. Ultimately, the Quran says that peace is better than war, and it's full of second chances. There are many examples in chapters 8, 9, and chapters 4 of the Quran regarding this. It even offers second chance to Muslims themselves if they start fighting amongst each other. That if they repent and come back...
1 minute.
Come back to their right understanding, they have a second chance also. Now, somebody could make a point that all these are fine, but what does really God want with us? His whole goal is that He wants to purify us in this life. What He wants is that through this life and through this test that we call life, He wants to bring out
30 seconds.
What really lies in our hearts, and He wants to use that to show us all our selfishness, all our faults, and show that to us at the Judgment Day. Thank you.
Manu, you have 15 seconds.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll take it from here. Okay, Usama, we're resetting the clock here, and as soon as we get to 5 minutes, we will give you an opportunity to start, and we're closing in on that. And, right, you may start right now.
Good to be with you here tonight, and I hope we'll have a wonderful time as we know the truth about the God of the Bible, the God of Christianity, comparing to the God, Allah, of Muhammad, the God of Islam. Obviously, I don't have anything written, so I'm going to be speaking from my head. So we will go from here. Muslims claim that they believe in the same God we believe, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of all the prophets, as my dear friend here shared with us, all the prophets who came before Muhammad, and he mentioned some of them. We Christians do not believe that Muslims believe in our God. But obviously, I believe the God of Muhammad is nothing but Satan himself. How do I know that Muhammad, or the God of Muhammad, is Satan himself? When we open the Quran and we read, in chapter 1, verse 1 in the Quran, Allah in the Quran said, "Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the world." Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the world. If we open the Bible in 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 4, we find that the God of this world, the Lord of this world, is nothing but Satan. Muslims, without knowledge, they are worshiping Satan, for he is the God of this world. As I look at so many of the interpretation of Muslim scholars, I find they tell me the world of the demons and or jinn, and the world of human, and so many different interpretations. But he is the God of this world. That is, in our Bible, is Satan. Muslims believe that the God of Allah, the God of Muhammad, is the best deceiver. We see this in chapter 3, verse 54 in the Quran, and chapter 8, verse 30. Which obviously a very clear teaching of Muhammad that they deceive, but Allah deceives, and Allah is the best deceiver. Throughout the reading of the Bible, we find the only deceiver in the Bible is Satan. Also, we found out in the Quran that Allah, in the Quran, the God of Muhammad, lead people astray. And you see this in chapter 35, verse 8, and so many